Vegas. We are on the Strip in what has become really the second home for Floyd Mayweather, the MGM Grand. Saturday, his 11th straight fight inside this building. This is a live look inside the David Copperfield Theater here in the MGM Grand. Members of the media have assembled for the final press conference for Floyd Mayweather versus Berto. Hello everyone, I'm Brian Custer. Well, this is it. The pound-for-pound king of boxing, Floyd Mayweather, says he is hanging up his gloves for good on Saturday night. After nearly 2 decades of fighting, 17 of those years as a world champion, Floyd Mayweather says Saturday night he's giving it all up. And he's also in the process putting his undefeated record on the line, looking to go 49-0. And if he's victorious, he would tie Rocky Marciano's hallowed record. Of course, that was the record for him when he retired back in 1956. In fact, if Floyd Mayweather wins Saturday night, it would be nearly 50 years to the day when Rocky Marciano went 49-0. Rocky Marciano did it back on September 21st in 1955. And the man trying to dethrone Mayweather is Berto, a former 2-time world champion who always comes to fight and has a fighting style that should push Berto. And of course, you can see the fight live Saturday, September 12th, here at the MGM Grand on Showtime pay-per-view. So I bring in here noted author and of course the writer of our Emmy Award-winning All Access series, Mark Kriegel. Let's talk a little bit about perspective here, because if Floyd Mayweather wins Saturday, comes 49-0, you know without question, writers, columnists will no doubt be writing, comparing him to Rocky Marciano. And I think, though, when you think about longevity, level of opponents, you'd have to say advantage Mayweather, yes?
I would, yes. I mean, if you think about this, Marciano's winning streak lasted a little under 10 years. He held the title for 3 years. Floyd Mayweather, he's been fighting championship-level fights since 1998. That's a winning streak, 19 years, half his life. He's beaten undefeated fighters like Diego Corrales, like Canelo Alvarez. He's beaten future Hall of Famers, current Hall of Famers, De La Hoya, Mosley, Juan Manuel Marquez, of course, Pacquiao. Think of what he's done across any decade, any era. That's not bad. I did some math. Floyd's opponents, at the time he fought them for championship-level fights, had won 11 of every 12 fights. Wow. Think about that. Again, in any era, however you want to parse this, it doesn't suck.
Well, you know, the one thing, too, when you talk about, there's people who can nitpick and say, well, he fought this fighter when he was this, or fought that fighter when he was that. Hey, look, when he takes on Berto, this will be the 16th consecutive either world champion or former world titleist that he has faced in a row. That's nothing to sneeze about.
No, it's nothing to sneeze about, but I think that the real extraordinary accomplishment here is, in a sense, forget the numbers. Forget the 49-0. Consider the 19. Consider the longevity. What you're really, if you're Floyd Mayweather, what you're really going for is posterity. What your real opponent is time. Who has held a title? Who has been undefeated for 19 years? Who's held a championship-level belt since 1998. You know, if you think about how long ago this was, 1996 he turned pro. There was no Instagram. Only if you were like a super nerd did you have the internet. There was no fantasy football. You know, people had to do the Macarena.
96?
For fun.
I was 5.
You know, so, right. So, I mean, this is a really long time. Think about it. It's before Obama. It's before Bush became president. It's before Tiger Woods won his first Masters, won his first major. If you think about that, Tiger Woods, who was a contemporary of Floyd, they both turned pro the same year, 96. Tiger Woods was supposed to be the best ever, was he not? How's it worked out for him since 2008? And I don't recall him taking any punches. One of the things you have to judge here is the nature of the sport. I'm not knocking Tiger Woods. It's not my job. But I hear all this stuff in recent years about his back hurts, his knee hurts. He ain't taking punches for a living. He ain't in the Mayweather Boxing Club. I mean, the life of a fighter is a treacherous proposition. There are few occupations that will beat you down physically, neurologically, even emotionally. And whatever you want to say about Floyd, for him to be standing here undefeated after 19 years is an extraordinary accomplishment if you think about it in relation to the other sports. The Lakers' winning streak, 33 games, a matter of months. Even Joe DiMaggio's winning streak, a matter of months. The Celtics, 8 titles in 8 years. UCLA, 3 years. 3 years, 19 years, you know? The only thing I think you can really compare it to is Julio Cesar Chavez, was 87-0. Now, we can have another show about this, compare opponents, compare eras, but I still think at this level of fighting, that high-level opponent is really extraordinary, and what he's ultimately defying is time.
Well, without question, and if he wins, the discussion will then go towards legacy. And I know he's been asked a number of times, what is his legacy? And he always uses the term, I'm TBE, I'm the best ever. He also says, listen, people will say, well, you're probably the best defensive fighter. And he always comes back and says, no, I believe I was the best ever for the simple fact of everything that I have brought there. He feels that he doesn't maybe get the recognition that he's due because he says he hasn't taken the kind of punishment. He hasn't been in those all kind of slugfest maybe that other fighters have been in. What do you think his legacy will be if he's victorious?
Well, he's TBE of this era. It's a peculiar proposition to judge Mayweather's legacy now, and I don't think he gets enough respect because in a peculiar sense, he didn't take enough damage to be dramatic. In previous eras, what we've seen is fighters' careers didn't become dramatic, like Ali, until they took their first loss. Think about that. So Floyd, without losing, without really being challenged that much in real dramatic fashion, lacks a kind of drama. So what did he do? And this, I think, goes to the question of legacy. In an era that valued neither subtlety nor defensive skills, he was the best of all time. So if you think about that, he defied the perilously short attention spans of a generation weaned on all sorts of stuff, Xbox, YouTube, porn, MMA, whatever else. And he made them watch a subtle, defensive-minded fighter, and he made them pay money to watch him on pay-per-view. So I think that in some sense, the question of legacy goes to concocting the most lucrative persona in the history of sports.
Okay, as Floyd Mayweather walks into the room, what about when you talk about the final choice, if this is his last fight, of Andre Berto being that fighter he'll face?
Well, first of all, I think it's going to be a knockout. I think that this will address the one hole in Floyd's recent career since 2011, the lack of a knockout. I think that he sees something in Berto that says, I will be able to knock him out, and Berto will make me look good in knocking him out. I think the idea of grand finales in boxing is an overrated one. We wouldn't be talking about it if he hadn't announced it. But, you know, what do you want from a grand finale? Do you want Floyd and Berto, or do you want Ali and Trevor Berrick? One last point on Marciano. Marciano's opponent was 38, the great Archie Moore, the same age that Floyd is now.
Well, as you can see, all the fighters, they're camped, they are here. So without final ado, let's get this press conference started. You're going to hear from Floyd Mayweather, Andre Berto. We'll interview them as soon as this press conference is over. Let's turn things over now to the CEO of Mayweather Promotions. Here's Leonard Ellaby.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone to the last Floyd Mayweather fight week of his historic career. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. We are thrilled that this fight night will be filled with high-stake matchups all over. We have a tremendous fight card. Of course, the main event has the highest stakes of them all, as the always exciting Andre Berto will be taking on Floyd Mayweather in the main event. This event is promoted by Mayweather Promotions, and it will be shown live on Showtime pay-per-view, and it will be shown here at the MGM Grand. Our event is sponsored by Tecate and Creed. In addition to our live event here, the fight will be shown at select movie theaters around the country, thanks to Fathom Events. We have two exciting World Championship fights that will precede the main event. First, in the co-main event, we have Roman Rocky Martinez, who'll be taking on Orlando Salida in an exciting rematch of their fight of the year this past April. Also, after the Martinez-Salida fight, we have Mayweather Promotions' own, the very exciting Jack the Ripper. We also call him Badu. He'll be making his first defense of his WBC 168-pound super middleweight championship. He'll be fighting the very exciting George Groves. The Jack Groves fight will be presented in association with Team Sarlin. In our first opening bout of our pay-per-view card, the always exciting Johnny Gonzalez, he'll be taking on Jonathan Oquendo in the always great battles between Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Next up, I'd like to introduce none other than Richard Sturm. He's the president of Entertainment MGM Resorts International for comments.
Thank you, Leonard. Well, welcome, and thank you all for being here today. We're thrilled to be part of this championship fight between Floyd Mayweather and Berto that will kick off a sensational fall lineup of sports and entertainment at our MGM Resorts properties. We all look forward to witnessing history as Floyd looks to end his illustrious career at 49-0 and equal the record set by the legendary Rocky Marciano back in September of 1955. We would also like to extend a warm welcome to Berto and his team as he returns to the MGM Grand for the first time in nearly 5 years. He will take on one of the sport's greatest champions, and there is no doubt that he will be prepared Saturday night for the challenge. We'd like to give a special thanks to Al Heyman, Leonard Ellerby, and the Mayweather Promotions team, Team Berto and their camp, Stephen Espinoza with SHOWTIME, and Bob Bennett of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Once again, thanks for being here, and look forward to seeing you Saturday night. Thanks.
Thank you. Next up, he's a dear friend of ours. He's the president of the WBC. Floyd won his first title against Gennaro Hernandez back in 1998, and we're very proud to have been partners with the WBC for many, many years. Floyd has won numerous WBC titles, and up to the podium, I'd like to bring up Mauricio Suleiman. Okay. Next up, I'd like to introduce Bob Bennett. He's the executive director of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and he's going to come up to say a few words. Bob.
Thank you, Len. It's always a pleasure. Floyd, Andre. Good afternoon on this very special and historic press conference. On behalf of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, we'd like to recognize and thank the media for showing up today to cover this historic event. We'd also, as always, like to thank Richard Sturm and the MGM for hosting this event, Stephen Espinoza and SHOWTIME for broadcasting the event, and also for all the access programs that have proven to be interesting and very enjoyable. And specifically, we would like to also thank Mayweather's Promotions for having this fight in the fight capital of the world. There's no doubt that any venue in the world, including a commission, would be elated to have this fight, just like we are. So we are very appreciative of Mr. Mayweather and Mr. Ellerby for having this show right here in our backyard. The Nevada State Athletic Commission actually regulated Floyd's very first fight 19 years ago when he was 19 at the Texas station. To date, we have regulated we have regulated 25 out of 49 of his fights come this Saturday night when he attempts to tie the great Rocky Marciano record of 49-0. There is no doubt that we've been privileged to regulate these fights. It's been our honor, and equally important, if not more important, we are always prepared to regulate the fight, all 11 of them. our officials spend a lot of time in training, work hard, and we're ready to go to work come Saturday night. And as you've always heard me say in the past, last but not least, we want to thank all the fighters, because without the fighters, none of us would be here. So thank you very much, and God bless.
Next up, I'd like to introduce our network partner. He's the Executive Vice President and General Manager of Showtime Sports, Steven Espinosa.
This is our 6th pay-per-view with Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions. All 6 have been here at MGM Grand, and we're proud to help contribute to the great tradition of historic boxing events here at MGM Grand and in the state of Nevada. This is a first-class venue with first-class people, top to bottom. We thank Richard Sturm and all his staff and colleagues for their hospitality and support of this event. 6 fights in 30 months. Floyd, they said you couldn't do it. They said you wouldn't do it. And once again, you proved them wrong. First 5 fights have generated nearly 10 million pay-per-view buys. Together, we've generated roughly $750 million in pay-per-view receipts alone. That's $750 million in 5 fights in pay-per-view revenues alone. And it's all led here, fight number 6, fight number 49. 19 years undefeated, 17 consecutive years as world champion. He's fought 16 consecutive opponents who are either current or former world champions. But to tell you the truth, on Saturday night, none of that matters. Simply doesn't matter. Andre Berto isn't fighting a legacy or a record book or history. He's fighting a man, and men can lose. Legacies can't lose, titles can't lose, history can't lose, but men can lose. I know what some of you are thinking and what some of you have written. Floyd's a big favorite. The conventional wisdom is that Floyd's going to win this fight, maybe easily. But I'll tell you something. Conventional wisdom said that the first Maidana fight would be easy for Floyd. Conventional wisdom said that Canelo would be Floyd's toughest challenger. Conventional wisdom said Manny Pacquiao could beat Floyd Mayweather. Conventional wisdom didn't account for Buster Douglas or Frankie Randall or Hasim Rahman. And conventional wisdom sure isn't going to account for Andre Berto's heart or his desire or his opportunity to rewrite his own history and boxing history on Saturday night. Like you, I don't know what's going to happen on Saturday night. I'm very curious. I know Andre Berto is more athletic than just about any fighter Floyd has fought recently, so I expected a very stern challenge. But there's one thing I do know. It's not going to be boring. When you have fighters like Floyd Mayweather and Andre Berto and Salido and Martinez and Johnny Gonzalez and Badu Jack and George Groves, Jonathan Akendo, it's a night not to be missed. We'll see you on Saturday evening.
Next up, this gentleman is one of the great boxing minds today. He's one of the top trainers in the sport, and he'll be looking to lead his troop come Saturday night into battle with Floyd Mayweather. Next up, none other than Virgil Hunter.
I just want to thank everybody who's been here, particularly those in the press, even Dan sitting over there. I see you sitting over there, Rayfield. And you misquoted me, too. Listen, there's some things that a lot of you guys don't understand that we understand. Listen, when you got 2 guys that was born in situations, in hood situations, that been to the school, and who's the king of the school, who's the second king, or the junior high down the road, maybe I'm dating this guy's girlfriend to go to this school, and he's dating this guy's girlfriend, go to that school, and we meeting together at the teen dances and all that stuff. You see some real fights. See, this is definitely something that a lot of you guys don't understand. When you get two, and I'm just going to say it, brothers together, when is the last time you're going to see a fight, a real fight? I think about Joe Frazier and Ali in the Thrill in Manila when they thought Joe was done. And even Ali thought he was done. And what did we get? An epic heavyweight fight. Of course Joe was done, but he fought over his head. Does Andre Berto have the capability of fighting over his head? Yes, we see all the great sports events from Howard Porter, Villanova, Elvin Hayes when he played against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Of course, Jabbar had a scratched cornea. It's just nice that they play over the head. Andre Berto is going to have to take it over his head, and that's what he intends to do, and that's what we have to do. I don't know. With Floyd's IQ, we're not going to try to match it. We can't. But there's other elements that make things successful. I just got this feeling that those who put this fight down, those who didn't tune in, those who believe everything everybody say, they don't even come to the gym look at fighters like the old-time writers used to do. Jack Fisk, I remember Jack Fisk used to patronize every gym in the Bay Area. Great writer. Really came inside and out. And just take a look at him sometimes. And then you can see something brewing. There's something brewing in the air. But it's between them. But it's something brewing in the air. I know it. People think they have different elements and different reasons why. But there's some personal stuff going on here. And I've been around a long time. And I know when something is personal. I don't know what it has to do with, but I can take a wild guess. Been there, done that. So you better tell your people to tune in for this fight, because it's some real stuff. Because when you got one man that want to punish you for this personal reason, and you got another man that say, no, it ain't going to happen for that personal reason, trust me, it's going to be a rumble, okay? And I've had the privilege, I don't know if Floyd remembers, but way back when he was with James, I seen Floyd's plan B. I seen him go to war. I seen him get hit, knocked back, and rumble with guys bigger than him. I know he got a plan B. So I'm not going to be swayed by his skill, that IQ skill. No, he got hood steps in his walk, trust me. And I believe this is what it's going to do. We're going to leave the MGM. We're going to be here in bodies at the MGM. But this fight going to be way deep down, where a lot of people are very afraid to go. And that's the hoods of the United States. Watch what I say.
Thank you, Virgil. This next gentleman, he comes to us with a 30-3 record. He's a former two-time world champion, and he'll be looking to take the O from Floyd Mayweather Saturday night. The always exciting, entertaining, always in shape, Andre Berto.
I appreciate everybody from coming out. I want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank Virgil Hunter, my team. We had a tremendous camp. I want to thank Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellaby. I mean, it's funny, man. You know, when it comes to the media, when it comes to the critics, you know, they're not in that gym, you know, busting their ass and knowing the feeling of being a fighter. They don't know it. They don't know the miles we run. They don't know the punishment that we take in the gym. They don't know the sacrifices that we have to make to become a world champion, or just to be able to come on this stage, or to be able to make that long ring walk, you know, to that ring. It's a small selected few that can do that. And just the fact that I can, of course, you know, hear, you know, small, you know, whispers of negativity when it comes from people that they couldn't dare to do what we do. They couldn't dare to do what we do. So anybody that steps in the ring, I have to respect. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Saturday night, when it comes to fight time, I'm coming for my respect. So I appreciate everybody for coming out. And Saturday night is going to be a good one, I promise you.
I'd like to acknowledge one of the top trainers in the sport, Floyd's father and trainer, Floyd Mayweather Sr.
Berto, 49-0, you must go. Because I'm just telling you like it is. If you wanna get beat, Floyd's the man to me.
We just wrote this morning?
That's right. He's rough, he's tough, he knows his stuff. He ain't never been scared by a bomb's bluff. You know, so, you know, the thing right here is, I'm gonna do a little thing for you, Berto, okay? Floyd's the man to meet if you wanna get beat. He's back, it's amazing, ain't no jive, Floyd comes alive. With moves and grooves and dance and prance, you fools better recognize who's the man. And I know you fools don't want to fight, even though you came here tonight. But your pocket's looking tight, so it's forcing you to fight. We know you're mad, sad, talk a lot of trash. Come tonight, you'll be flat on your ass. When Floyd breaks your jaw, it'll take time to recoup. And when the hit man finish, you'll be sucking on soup. Your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see. If you keep talking it, I make him cut it to 3. Because he's the man with the man that's going to make the plans to put you on your pants. So don't be shocked if you get stopped by combination galore. Look real close, Doc. I think the last shot put Mr. Berto on the floor.
Rattlesnakes are pretty and crawl over and die.
12-time world champion, 5 different weight classes. He's beat everyone we've put in front of him. The best fighter ever, none other than TBE, Floyd Money Mayweather.
We back. We've been here. We've been here so many times. I know talking doesn't win fights. I know trainers don't win fights. It comes down to the 2 competitors. I'm always prepared physically. I'm always prepared mentally. We have a remarkable game plan. We have a remarkable team, and I had a remarkable career. I want to thank Showtime. I want to thank MGM Grand. I want to thank the media. I want to thank everybody that has covered this event and covered my career throughout 19 years. Whether it was a good story or a bad story, you guys wrote about me and kept me relevant. So that's how I was able to do record-breaking numbers. Al Heyman, you've done a tremendous job with Andre Berto's career. You've done a tremendous job with my career, and you're a remarkable guy. All the sponsors that sponsored this event, I want to thank you. Training camp was unbelievable, like always. And they asked me questions like, after the Pacquiao victory, were you able to bounce back, get in top condition, get in top shape? Absolutely. Berto was not a pushover. No matter who I chose, the media was going to have something to say. The critics was going to have something to say. No different from Amir Khan. Amir Khan has 3 losses. Berto has 3 losses, but he's 2-time world champion, just like Amir Khan. Virgil Hunter is a remarkable trainer. He's done remarkable things with Andre Ward career, and I've been knowing Virgil Hunter for years. I know what it takes when there's a fight of this magnitude. So no matter what no one says, no matter what the media say, no matter what the trainers say, when it comes down to it, it comes down to the two competitors. And I know what I can do. And I know what I can do. One thing I can do, I can fight. When we talk about landing on a higher percentage, I'm that guy. When we talk about doing the highest gates, when you talk about doing the highest gate, I'm that guy. When you talk about doing the highest pay-per-view, I'm that guy. 19 years. And I reflect back over my career. I can't just say I'm going out 49-0. You can never overlook anyone. In this camp, did I push myself? Absolutely. Every fight played a major key. All 48 fights played a major key. It's not just the intelligence. It's the sharp mind. It's the good chin. It's the tremendous heart. I never overlooked no opponent. I train for every fighter the same way. I push myself. I believe in my skills and I believe in my talent. And I've been in there with the best. And the results is always the same. A guy, a fighter. You got fighters that may be faster than me. You got fighters that may hit harder than me. You got fighters that's very athletic. But you don't have no fighter that can make adjustments like me. You don't have fighters that can be on my level mentally. It's never personal for me. It's always business. Every other fighter fight for certain things. Everybody fight for what they fight for. My thing is this. I keep my eyes on the prize. I never focus on things outside the ring. My focus is the guy that's in front of me. You get to where you're trying to get to by staying focused, staying on a parallel path. I always had a dream. And my dream was to be the best. No matter what happens, Saturday. When it comes down to boxing, I'm the best at this. But one thing about me, I've never overlooked anyone. Some guys game plan, we gonna rush him. Now we gonna rush him. Okay. What's your second game plan? That's plan A. What's plan B? Pacquiao, he can set the trap for other fighters. But you can't set the trap for Floyd Mayweather. Because you got to have plan A, you have to have plan B, and if you don't have a plan B, then you go to plan C. I've never beat a fighter with my A game. Andre Berto, you have had a remarkable career. You're a hell of a fighter. You're a tough competitor. And no matter what the critics say, you've been world champion twice. So it's obvious you've done something right. Me, myself, I don't know how many times I've won a world title. That's never been important to me. My thing is just put him in front of me. And we'll rate him after he faced me. I want to thank everybody, especially Showtime and MGM Grand. We had us working together has been unbelievable. When I go to MGM Grand, they treat me like family. And I can't say treat me like family, they are family. When I wanted that $1.2 million Bugatti, they didn't hesitate. When I wanted all those different gifts and I wanted to take trips around the world, they didn't hesitate. When I went to Stephen Espinosa and I said, this is a deal that I want, he said, just write the number that you want. And the deal was for $300 million or more. And we did that in just one fight. So when it's all said and done, to be in the sport of boxing and make somewhere upwards of $800 million, my team done their job. I never focused on things on the outside. I never put nothing before I put boxing. This always came first. At 4:30 in the morning. When my opponent is sleeping, I'm working. And when he's up working, at 2 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, I'm working. I don't want to leave nothing in the sport to say I wasn't the best. So no matter what the writers say, I don't read it no way. That's not my focus. I don't watch my fights. I don't have to. If I do go back and watch them, I criticize myself and say, you know what? I could have got better in that department. I only can get better. And I'm still learning in the sport. No fighter in history has been in more bigger fights than me. No fighter in history has beaten more champions than I beat. But is it over? Absolutely not. Today, I'm gonna push myself. I'm always going places mentally no other fighter can go. You know why? Because they're focused on other things that's not important. What's important to Floyd Mayweather? Family, legacy. We prize fighters. So of course, we have to fight for the prize. But I couldn't choose to do it in a better place. The hotel is green, I have to wear money green. And I just want to thank Richard Stern and the whole MGM Grand staff, and thank Showtime. And a guy like Al Heyman is a guy that I should have been with from the beginning of my career. I couldn't choose a better guy for the job. I couldn't choose a better guy for the job. I know everything that goes on. What my opponent is doing, what he's eating, what moves that he's making. No different from Berto. He went to the boxing gym last night. His weight was low, so he didn't train. Every move that you make, I know. This is called chess, not checkers. I'll see you guys Saturday.
This concludes our press conference. I'd like to pose to fighters.
Come on, we got a pose.
Well, the fighters will do the customary face-off as they take some pictures for the media. And let me tell you something. I think for the first time in this fight, we really saw the verbal sparring between these two. You heard Andre Berto say, "I'm coming for respect" on September 12th, and hey, Floyd Mayweather say, "This is chess, this isn't checkers. I know every move you make."
Brian, what struck me the most in that whole press conference was Virgil Hunter saying, "I don't know what it is, but it's personal." Strategically, what struck me was also Virgil Hunter saying, "We have to fight over our heads." That's a remarkable admission. I remember asking him last week at the
And look at that intensity.
at the workout.
Look at the intensity there. This face-off here between these two.
You think that's personal, Brian?
Oh, absolutely. If you didn't think this was going to be a fight Saturday, you definitely have the feeling it will be after looking at this
Do you
face-off
want me
here.
to translate that stare down? I'm looking into your soul, kid.
Absolutely. And from Andre Berto's perspective, you can tell as he pointed out, he's coming for respect on Saturday. This should be quite a show. If anything else, it will be a fight. I mean, for those who were disappointed for the action you saw in Mayweather-Pacquiao, trust me, you will not have that kind of feeling when these two step into the ring, because Andre Berto, say what you will about him, he is an all-action fighter.
I think that's why Floyd selected. I think that, again, he'll do something for Floyd. He'll provide a type of drama that you haven't seen. I mean, people were upset at the Pacquiao fight. I don't know why they're upset at Floyd for it. Floyd did what Floyd does. He made it look like a Floyd Mayweather fight. And there's a certain congruence of appearance to all Floyd's fights. You know, he determines the terms of combat, and he makes the opponents look the same, whether they are Manny Pacquiao or Canelo Alvarez, or I would assume Andre Berto. I think that actually, let me take that back. I think Andre Berto will be a bit different. I think that Berto's impulse to be valiant, to be aggressive, to fight over his head will make him vulnerable. I think that Floyd will knock him out, and I think that Berto will make Floyd look good in knocking him out as well.
Well, that's a strong statement, because I would think many, and even I'm one who falls in line where I would say power advantage Berto, but you're saying you think advantage Mayweather.
I don't think it's about power so much. I think it's about the legs. And if Berto tires, does Berto have the legs to fight over his head for an extended distance? 4th round, 5th round, 6th round, 7th round, as it goes on, does he have the legs to fight over his head?
Well, we're going to find out. Well, joining us now is Floyd Mayweather. And
Hey, how you doing?
good. You heard Andre Berto. He said for him, this is all about respect. He's coming to get it Saturday, and it's going to be a fight.
That's what we need. You know, that's what the sport of boxing needs. My last time going out there competing against a tough, hungry competitor, and that's what we need.
He said it was personal. What's personal between you two?
There's nothing personal. With me, it's always business, you know. I try to focus and keep my eyes on the prize, stay on a parallel path, and continue to go out there and beat Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd, do you know where that personal bit comes from that Virgil Hunter was talking about?
Well, you know, I've been in the sport many, many years. You know, trainers and fighters try to find different ways, you know, to throw fighters off. But, you know, I know what I can do. I can fight when it's all said and done.
Virgil Hunter said his fighter had to fight over his head to beat you, which is a remarkable admission from my perspective. Does he have the legs to fight over his head against Floyd Mayweather?
I really don't know. You know, I feel tremendous. I feel good, even though I'm a young 38. But, you know, I want to go out there and just execute the game plan, stay focused, and be the best Floyd Mayweather.
Well, you said the things that are important to you, family and legacy. If you win, what should be Floyd Mayweather's legacy?
I was just a remarkable fighter inside the ring, and one hell of a businessman on the outside.
Floyd, one question. Do you expect to knock him out?
We going for the knockout. I'm pretty sure he's going for the knockout also. So we're going out there and we're going to oppose the pressure from the gate.
You said this is the last fight. Let me try this from another angle. Is there anything that could change your mind to come back?
Well, we can't overlook number 49. We take each fight, you know, one at a time as they come, and I feel good.
Best of luck to you
Thank
Saturday.
you so much.
That's Floyd Mayweather. Andre Berto is going to join us here in a few, and you heard that. Floyd said he's going for the knockout. And generally, when you ask him that question, he says, hey, I'm going to attack, I'm going to do this, this, and this. But obviously, he wants an action fight. And when you talk about an action fighter, you got to talk about Andre Berto. All right, you said this one's kind of personal. You're coming for respect. Talk to us. What does that mean?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, I've been giving my whole life to this sport, and I've came and you know I've entertained the people. You know what I mean? That's why I do it. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, that's the reason why I came into this game, to be a warrior, to come out here and entertain the people, and just to get, you know, I mean, some of the criticism. It is what it is. But like I said before, you know, I've been counted out, you know, from day one, just coming from where I come from. So ain't nothing new to me.
But when you say it's personal and I'm coming for respect, it sounds to me as though maybe Floyd had said something, or there was something that came from the camp that you feel like, hey, look, I need to show this guy.
Realistically, it's not anything personal on my end. I'm just coming for, you know, my respect. I'm coming for, everything I deserve at the end of the day.
Virgil, let me ask you a question. I'm sorry, Andre. Let me ask you a question. How did Floyd know that you didn't work out last night? First of all, is that true?
That's definitely not true, so I don't know who he was talking to, because I did get doing me a nice workout last night.
And he's talking about your weight? What does he know about your weight?
I don't know what he knows. I don't know what he think he knows about it. What he said is that it's low, so I must be on weight, so I must not have a problem.
Virgil said that you need to fight over your head, as Ali did against Frazier in their final fight. What do you think about that?
I mean, at the end of the day, just basically what him meaning with that is you just have to always be able just to take that game to a whole nother level. And sometimes you need that certain opponent to get you there, to be able to, get you to that point. And we feel that he's the one.
Where is Floyd Mayweather vulnerable?
I mean, like I said, he's sharp, of course, but, I have certain tools that I believe that's going to make it a real difficult night for him Saturday night.
What should we expect on Saturday? I thought it was interesting. He said he's going for the knockout. Usually when you talk to Floyd, he says, hey, I'm going to fight a good game plan. He's very generic. But he was very specific, saying we're going for the knockout Saturday. What is Andre Berto going for Saturday?
We're going for the same. So definitely, like I said, you definitely don't want to miss it.
You seem very focused. Yeah, you seem very focused.
Yeah, I'm focused. I'm ready to go.
Andre, would you care to offer a prediction?
Win, knockout.
Andre Berto, best of luck to you. Appreciate it. There you have it. I mean, you got two confident fighters here. And listen, you want an all-action fight. It sounds like that's what we're going to get.
And in some respects, it looks like it could play out against type. Andre says win by knockout. And Floyd was not shy in saying he's going for the knockout too, which is not the fight we've become accustomed to him fighting. So I think against most prognostications, what you will see certainly is an entertaining fight. Again, I think that it will end by knockout. I think Floyd's seen something in Berto's style, and he dissects styles in an almost mathematical way. In a completely dispassionate way that leads him to believe that this last fight, what he says will be his last fight, will end by knockout.
Well, that's going to conclude this press conference. Mark Kriegel, we certainly
care,
appreciate
bud.
your perspective and all of your insight. Folks, don't forget, you can see the big fight. It comes your way Saturday, September 12th, live on SHOWTIME pay-per-view. In fact, the undercard is arguably really the strongest undercard ever assembled for a Mayweather fight. And besides the main event, you'll have a couple of world title fights there as well. In fact, we are going to bring you the final press conference for the undercard. It comes your way tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific time. My SHOWTIME colleague, Raul Marquez, will join me for that. On Friday, folks, make sure you catch the new episode of All Access, Mayweather versus Berto, 5:45 p.m. Eastern on SHOWTIME. Immediately after, you can catch Weigh In Live as Floyd Mayweather, Andre Berto, they step on the scale before their big world welterweight title fight. On Saturday, 6:30 Eastern, you can catch Countdown Live. Comes your way on SHOWTIME. 90 minutes, interviews, features with the fighters, both of their camps. Plus, you'll see a bonus fight as well, a super welterweight clash between Ishe Smith and Vanis Martirosyan. At 8 o'clock, make sure you order SHOWTIME pay-per-view for the big fight, Mayweather versus Berto. Of course, you'll see Martinez Salido, Jack Groves, Gonzalez, Oquendo, all of that on SHOWTIME pay-per-view. That's going to do it here from the MGM Grand inside the David Copperfield Theater. I'm Brian Custer. Special thanks to Mark Kriegel for his insight as well. If you want to join in on the conversation, just get on social media. Use the hashtag #HighStakes and Mayweather Berto. I'm Brian Custer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow at the Undercard press conference.